my channel. Today is going to be a mini review slash tutorial type dealio. Basically, if you follow my blog, which you totally should because there's stuff on there that doesn't make it onto YouTube, the link is down below. But if you follow that, you'll know that yesterday I actually went to Rite-Aid so I could pick up a palette I had had my eye on for a while. And it was one of those things where I wasn't entirely sure about it because it's a brand that's only available at Rite-Aid stores. And it's a brand that you really don't hear anything about. But, you know, sometimes those inexpensive brands, you might be able to find some gems. So I thought I'd try it out. Anyway, the palette I picked up is this City Color Special Effect Bright Eye Color palette. Which it has this holographic eyes opening and closing cover, which is kind of weird, but also kind of cool. And then on the back, it lists the ingredients, and it also has the little cruelty-free bunny, which makes me happy. This is $3.99, and there are two other palettes other than this one. I just picked up Multi-Flash, which is the bright multicolor rainbow type one, but there's also a palette like this that is all neutrals and one that is all blues and purples. Basically what you get for $3.99 is get this little package, which isn't the greatest packaging in the world, but you know, I can live with it. Then you get a huge mirror, which is nice, and then you get 10 eyeshadows. And get a little separator, and you get a little sponge tip applicator. I don't really care for these, so I don't use it. But yeah, you get these 10 colors, which I actually swatched every single one of them on my blog post yesterday, if you want to see that. And they're actually quite pigmented. However, they are a little soft, a little powdery. And this is actually the second one. The first one I picked up, I brought home and opened it up. It was sealed and everything in the store. These two shadows were broken, but Rite-Aid has this return policy, so I just took it back and exchanged it for an unbroken one. And yeah, so I don't know how much abuse it went through before it made it to the shelf, or whether it's just a fragile shadow. Either way, I still figure it's worth a shot. And today what I'm going to actually do is attempt to recreate the eye look on the cover. If you've seen these around Rite-Aid, the Multi-Flash has the multicolor eye look, the blue and purple one has a blue and purple eye look, and the neutral one has a neutral eye look. So that's really kind of your hint as to what palette you have at hand, unless you happen to know the name of the particular palette you want. I'm just going to see if I can't recreate the look with the shadows in here. Alright, so I'm going to start by priming my lids. I'm just using the e.l.f. eyelid primer. This is just the dollar primer, nothing too fancy here. I'm just going to prime my eyelids, like so. Blend it out, just for a little added security. And it looks like the yellow is your inner corner tear duct highlight. So I'm just going to dip it in the yellow shade and apply it. Okay, so as I could tell from the swatches, it is a little powdery, but you can work with it. Just need a little patience. See, it's not too bad. It's soft, yes, but not unusable soft. We use the bright blue on the lid. Dip it into this bright cerulean blue and just apply that on my lid. And the nifty thing about this palette is actually there is some variation in texture. Some shadows are more shimmery than others, and the black is actually a matte black. It just looks like it goes into the crease. There. You see some good pigmentation there. But because it's soft and powdery, you do have to be a little patient with it. Okay, so the next one looks like there's a purple crease color. But the only real purple is this lavender color, and I'm not sure if that's the one. So I think I'm going to go with this gray, which has a slight purplish cast to it. So it's a little darker than the lavender and looks more like a crease shade. Maybe I'll put some of the lavender on top of it. So I think I'm going to put a little bit of the purple on top of it just to get more of the purple color in the picture. So I think my puppy looks in. So moving on, crease shade. Looks like the outer V is just a little bit darker. So I'm going to take my pencil brush again and add just a touch of the black. It's not the blackest black in the world, but it's pretty dark. And since it's in the middle of the day, I don't want to go too crazy. Didn't see that? But I'll blend it out with the crease brush. And the last thing, looks like there's white on the brow bone. So I'm going to use the white highlight shade and just add some there. And then I think I'm going to touch up the yellow because some of it might have gotten lost in the other colors. Also looks like they line the upper lash line, so I'm going to take an angled eyeliner brush into the black and just add a touch there. And of course you could totally do a more traditional eyeliner. But it's the middle of the day and I'm going to be taking the dog to the park. So, yeah. Actually, normally on a day like today where I'd be taking the dog to the park, I wouldn't even do makeup, period. But I thought it'd be a good way to test out this no-name eyeshadow. Well, it has a name, but not very well-known eyeshadow. There. And to finish off, I'm going to simply brush my eyebrows since I don't normally fill them in too much. Plus, like I said, I'm going to go up to the park with the dog, so I don't want to be too made up. It's too much to sweat off. And I think I'm just going to curl my lashes and add some mascara just to finish it off. Puppy's still barking at the cat. I don't know if the yipping's being picked up or not, but I can hear it. There's the yapper. This is Leo. Yes, your name is Leo. He has his own channel on YouTube, which will also be linked down below. Well, don't you want to get viewers? Oh, he's shy. Anyway, so I've completed the eye look. I think it's pretty similar to what's on here, right? overall, as I suspected with the swatching yesterday, my flip-flop, mine, tried to take my flip-flop, but as I suspected with the swatching, they are pretty soft, but at the same time they're pigmented, which is kind of weird. So yeah, I only paid $4 for this and I got 10 shadows, so yeah, I didn't expect top of the line eyeshadow, but if you can look, did make a bit of a dent in them, but I didn't find it difficult to work with, and there really isn't any fallout. As soft as they are, there really isn't fallout, which is also cool. So yeah, I mean, for the money, these really aren't that bad. I mean, are they the best eyeshadows you can get? No, but you know, for these colors and this pigmentation, especially if you're like just starting out, or if you really need some bright colors for a Halloween look or something. If you do shows like I do and you might end up in a show that takes place in the 1980s and you need a really bright eyeshadow, but you don't wear it on a regular basis, these are something really good to go for. Because really, for $4, you're getting a good group of colors, and they are pretty pigmented. And even if you don't care for the shadows, I think it's worth it just for this nice mirror here. And it's huge. The only thing left is testing how well they wear. So, yeah, I'm going to come back after I come back from the park and see how we look. Alright, so I've come back from the park. I did some nature trails and whatnot, and it wasn't too humid today. But it was probably the upper 70s, so I did sweat a little bit. Yeah, there really is no creasing whatsoever in the eyeshadow, and there might be a little bit of fading, but nothing too noticeable, so which is pretty impressive. As powdery as they are pigmented, and they do seem to be lasting a good while. Now, I've only had them on for about 2 hours, but in that time I've been out in the woods, I've been hiking, I've been sweating a little bit, so yeah, does seem to be staying pretty well. And yeah, overall, pretty decent product for the money. Now, do I like it well enough to go back and get the other palettes? No, not so much. First of all, I have a bunch of shadows of similar color to the ones in the other palettes. And plus, I don't absolutely love these shadows. But for what they are pretty decent. And I do like the fact that it has a matte black. And this is going to be great for lining and things like that. And I'd be curious to see what would happen if I used a damp brush to use it as a liner. I just used it with a dry brush to line today, and it came out pretty well. Yeah, overall, in spite of their soft and powderiness, they actually are pigmented, they last, and I haven't had any creasing issues. Now that doesn't mean that no one's going to have creasing issues, because we all have different eye types and different eye needs and whatnot. Pretty decent palette for $4. I'd encourage you, if you have a Rite-Aid nearby, go ahead and try one of these out. And even if you do pick one up and end up not liking it, no harm, no foul, because at Rite-Aid, if you pick one of these up and then it ends up not working out for you, you can just take your receipt, take it back. They'll take it back, no questions asked, which is really cool. So yeah, go ahead and check out one of these. You may be pleasantly surprised. Hope you enjoyed and have a great day. Bye.